Next on the list, right? Let's talk about, we talk so much about the Lakers. Let's talk about the actual top teams in the league right now. OKC, Oklahoma City Thunder, sitting at, I'm peeping down at my notes, 63-12. And then we got Cleveland Cavaliers at 60-15, right? So my question to you, and what I'm going to answer is, if the finals were to start today between the top two teams, who do you got? Who do you think would pull off the win? Cleveland versus OKC. So I got to be one thou wow with you, right? I haven't watched a ton of their games. I've watched a handful of either of those teams' games, and I know they got Garland and Donovan Mitchell and a host of very strong role players in Cleveland. And then OKC, you've got Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You've got the tall, slender dude that I can't think of, Chet Holmgren. You got the dude with the braids. I'll think of his name at some point. But they got a strong, young squad of dogs, right? And when I say dogs, I mean they all kind of like have this like team. The whole league has team mentality, but these guys have like a very almost high school teamish, right? Like very playful, fun, silly. After the games, you'll usually see them kind of like group up around whoever's getting the interview, mess around with the reporter that's their team reporter, and kind of have like a lot of like camaraderie, and I feel like it translates on the court. They seem to be a very cohesive unit. I would say it's going to come down to what your stars do, right? Like when you have two stacked teams that have shown to be consistent throughout the entire year, it's going to come down to what your stars do, right? And you may have some role players that shine bright and pop up out of nowhere and contribute, and that's what you have to win a championship. But this is going to come down to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. It's going to come down to Chet Holmgren. It's going to come down to Garland. I can't think of his first name right now. It's going to come down to Donovan Mitchell. What they do will determine the outcome. We need the role players already to do their best ever, right? Like they need to perform at their highest level, because that's what they need to do. Like if you average 8 points and 10 rebounds a game, I need you to average 9 points and 11 rebounds. You got to tick it up a little bit for the playoffs. Your intensity has to go up, right? But the superstars on the team, the top-notch guys that we got here on their shoulders, they got to, at a minimum, deliver those performances. They don't have to, I don't even think they have to be exceptional, right? They just have to be what they've been, consistent. They have to perform at the levels that they performed at during the season. If they go below that, you will likely lose the game, because your other guys aren't. The whole organization is dependent on you doing what you've done for the last 80 games, right? So I would say that it's going to be determined by the stars. I would say over the last few years, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander has shown to be more aggressive and consistent than the other two guys on the other team, Garland and Donovan Mitchell. And not to say those dudes haven't been balling. Those dudes have been balling. Well, we're splitting hairs right now. We're just talking about like if we had to compare these two, which we're doing. So I'm going to say that if the two top teams were to play right now, I'm going to have to choose OKC. Right? You can quote me on that. I would choose OKC. I would think that Chet Holmgren, and you'd have to tell me if he's hurt or not, because like I said, I haven't watched their last few games. I think he has been out there, but if potential injuries aside, I would think that OKC will pull it off if those two teams were to play. Now, do they end up making it? Who knows? Does OKC get past Denver? Does OKC get past LA? Who knows? I would think OKC would get past LA. I would think they would have a harder time getting past Denver, but they seem more primed right now than Denver. And obviously their record shows that, but I just mean like, I think last year was their year of maturity. Now they've come back stronger, consistent, stayed in front the whole year. And I think that they could probably come out of the West.